Welcome to a new episode of the DJwivesLV podcast. Make sure you subscribe on the podcast platform of your choice. Don't miss any updates. Follow DJwivesLV on Instagram. And now, coming at you from Las Vegas, let's begin.
Today we have the pleasure of having our good friend come into Las Vegas episode, and we invite our friend DJ Inkfat.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here.
No, it's my honor and privilege. Thank you.
Yes, it's fun to have you here. I'm glad you're in Vegas. Join the heat, I bet.
Yeah, sure.
Somewhat, right?
When I'm indoors.
Yes, right now AC does a lot to keep us very cool. So,
Yeah.
But we welcome you. Thank you. We want to just get a little glimpse of your playlist of life. So before we get started, anybody wants to start the interview questions?
Of course, I will. I mean, I think the first question I have is, how did you get your DJ name? Very unique.
Yes.
So yeah, I get asked this a lot. Actually, my Uber driver was asking me this morning where Inkfat came from. So I used to write a lot of poetry, and I did a lot of spoken word at different events and like college campuses, and I just needed a name for myself. So, I mean, I've had previous names before that, like, you know, when I was doing a lot of like graph writing, and like I was like Odd One and all this other I was called like Some Broad on AOL.
Some broad.
Yeah, because my name's Audrey, so I spell it BRAUD. And then, yeah, I just came up with Inkfat because I was doing so much writing, and I was just, you know, using a lot of ink and stuff. But it's really hard to explain because like back in the day I was just like, you know, very like deep.
Yeah.
You know, you're young and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm so smart and whatever, you know, trying to be intelligent. So I was just trying to figure out a name that like fit me the best, and I just came up with Inkfat.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've had that name for a while, even before you started DJing.
So from spoken word, I eventually hooked up with like producers and that sort of thing, and they wanted to kind of work with me and put, you know, my poetry over beats, and I just started kind of rapping over them. And so from Inkfat, the spoken word artist, it turned to Inkfat, the rapper, and that's basically like how I kind of grew and established myself in the Bay Area because I'm from San Francisco. And that's what, like, everyone kind of knows me as Inkfat the rapper from before. And the DJing just kind of came after because I had been around so many DJs and turntablists, and like I was always in the scene. So yeah, I was like, people know me as Inkfat already. Yeah. So it just kind of rolled over, I guess. So yeah, I
There's
just stuck
so
with it.
much I don't know about Audrey.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, people think I'm Inkfat because of my tattoos.
That's what I was
sense.
thinking.
That
That's
would
what I was
make sense.
Because I used to like, you know, tag up and stuff like that. But
Wow, a tagger. We do have quite a few. Jazz
like Dave.
husband, D.
Just like Dave.
but yeah, I guess that's
So you were a baddie, huh? You were deep, you were badass, and you tagged your name everywhere. That's good. Shoot.
So obviously, for anyone that doesn't know you, you're not new to DJing. You've been DJing for a long time. When do you remember the moment that you decided, okay, no spoken word, I'm going to go into DJing and pursue this?
Yeah, I guess I was, you know, kind of overwhelmed and just feeling like I was just done with writing and like recording and like putting out like little EPs and stuff like that. And, you know, I had always kind of pushed like the DJing over to my brother, my younger brother, Ill Effect. So, you know, I would take him out to like all the DJ battles and showcases when he was younger. I bought him his first mixer. I don't even remember what it was anymore, but
so cool.
and I would buy him records and like doubles of everything. I was like, you need to learn.
He knows.
Like,
She knows. Double.
you know. So like that was something I wanted him to pursue. I never really thought, because I was a performer, I would ever really like get into DJing really. And then it wasn't when I like really established my career and I was making a little bit more money, and I'm like, okay, I think I can buy my own equipment now. So it was just really just like I was gonna be in my bedroom and just that was it. Like I was just gonna play music. So
When was your first gig?
It was in Berkeley at a lounge. It was my friend's sister's art show. And he was like, hey, like, so when people started finding out that I was DJing, they were like, oh shit, you're DJing now? Like, whatever. I'm like, no, big deal. Like, and they were just offering me to play places. So the art show was my first gig. I was super nervous. I didn't think there was going to be a lot of people there, and there were. And I was like, "Oh my god, can I get off now?" Like,
you feel embarrassed.
I just want to go party and drink. Like, I don't want to do this.
I'm done playing.
So, yeah, I just kind of did my hour set, and then after I was done, I was just so relieved. Like, okay, time to party.
I'm curious though, how did you advertise that? Because obviously you were supporting your brother. Could have been your brother that you could have offered to DJ that gig. How did it go from, him to, hey, it's me. I'm now a DJ.
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, let me go back because I'm old and I forget things. But
no,
actually, so after Berkeley, my brother then started getting me gigs too because he was already kind of getting established. But yeah, I think because my friend just asked me personally, and I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it for you guys, and I might suck, but at least they won't give me a hard time and like judge me because of my friends. But no, yeah, it was fun, and I think that really gave me more confidence.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like my brother started like helping me out and getting me out there too. So yeah.
And did you guys go record shopping together?
No, unfortunately, we don't go record shopping together anymore. Or not for a while. I just go with friends and or by myself. I really just buy 45s now. So,
well, I'm curious because you started back then. I believe you said mid 2000s.
Yeah, like early 2000-ish.
So you were around when vinyl was still a thing.
Yeah,
and, there was not a lot of streaming. What are your thoughts on that? How things changed?
I'm really just like, I'm adaptable, and I feel like technology is always going to be there, and it's always going to change. So, I don't really judge if you learn on vinyl or if you learn on a controller.
Right.
As long as like you're true to yourself and you're actually learning the culture and the history too at the same time, and you're asking questions and just learning, then you're not just playing because like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
So
we know you've moved a lot. In that time, did you keep all your vinyl? Did it go with you?
So that's a very good question. So last year we decided to minimalize, and we donated like 4 or 5 crates to my friend Gabe Delrocks. He has a record shop in the Bay Area. This was like maybe early last year. I just donated most of it, and I only kept like maybe 2-3 crates.
Oh, really?
Do you have favorite ones? Favorite vinyls that?
2-3 crates full.
Not
a favorite.
Yeah. Not really. Just like really, I just kept a lot of like full length LPs.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say like my all time favorite because this was the first album that I ever like listened to that my dad put on. His old record player, like when we were young, was a Thriller album, and like I remember I would skip the Thriller song because it would scare the.
You scare you?
Yeah. That song doesn't scare you.
It
even
does,
the video.
but now I just want to do the dance.
I think the video scared.
Well, especially with Vince's voice.
Right. That voice is just like,
It is the look and everything. When you really look at it, it could be. But now
the video didn't help.
Like, it
didn't help at all. And I was young. Like I think I was like 5 or 6 or something. But
so are you collecting 45s now?
I have some old 45s from like My grandfather used to have them, and then my dad ended up like,
That's so cool.
you know, he had like his collection, but sadly they're in storage right now, and I need to go grab them because, yeah, they're probably like dying in the heat in storage.
Warped or something.
Oh, you gotta get a
Yeah, I know.
one of those cool
You still have
storage.
so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been like going a lot more, just buying more 45s, just like, you know, different stuff.
They have a lot of gigs now where they're booking DJs that are
Yes.
playing their 45s. So would you be able to do a gig with the 45 collection you have?
Maybe like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
because they're still all in storage. I would have to grab a lot of stuff, but I'm slowly trying to get back to collecting. But yeah, 45s definitely, because they're a lot lighter to carry around.
Definitely.
Well, I wanted to know also, when you got into DJing, what was your ultimate goal with it?
None really. I didn't like, honestly, I didn't think it would be anything like what it is now. Like I said, like I just wanted to play music
Yes.
for myself at home. But I feel like because people started finding out that I was DJing, it was just like nice enough to, you know, get me on to their parties and their events. So yeah, it just kind of, I don't know, organically
It fell into
maybe
place.
happened.
That's the good thing, you know, that you didn't
I
even
wasn't
realize
expecting
the
it
skill
at
and
all.
the energy that you had with playing your music, and people that actually enjoyed and would actually go and see you, you know, play at these gigs. So when you realize it, you're like, okay, I think I got something. I think I'm doing
think
something
so,
good,
yeah.
right?
So
Okay, I can keep going.
Yeah, I think it's like part of you, and people see it in you and feel it. Like the first time, so I've never met you in person, but I saw you DJing on Twitch, and Brian he's met you before, I think, before all this, but I saw you on Twitch, and I don't know, I just love the energy. Even though I'm just watching you on Twitch, I loved your energy. So, and I think that's why people gravitate towards you. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
That's kind of how I felt when I saw you on Twitch for the first time. I was like, oh,
It wasn't the
I
baby
like
cam?
this room. maybe that too, because I'm like, oh, she has a toddler too.
You had her on while you were doing your Twitch episode, when you
She
were
was
online.
in the background.
Yeah,
right?
so
cute.
that whole time, 2020, I was a stay-at-home mom. And so I would have like a baby cam over her crib, and then I would have a camera over my setup.
Cool.
And like, yeah, it's funny when like I talk to people now and they're looking at her videos of my daughter and like pictures. They're like, oh my gosh, like they've seen her grow, you
Yeah.
know?
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, the baby cam was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think I was like, oh, she's in daycare now. She's
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell them, give me bits, because babysitting is no joke.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Babysitting,
like,
yeah.
You know, I'll subscribe to you because you got a baby. And I was like, no, don't feel sorry for me or anything.
Hey, but it works. So, hey. Baby's cute. Her name is Denali.
Yeah.
Right?
How did you come up with her name?
So I like to hike and camp and do a little bit of like backpacking, that sort of thing. And, you know, so we're going to go there.
Where do we gotta
Me
go?
and my
Let's go there.
ex-husband. All right.
You went there.
Just recently.
We're
So,
just listening.
as a family, or like even before Denali was born, we liked, you know, camping in the outdoors and stuff. And for some reason, my ex was at work, I was at home working from home, and we like text each other at the same time, and we were like thinking of these names, and we both at the same time thought of Denali, you know, the mountain in Alaska. So we're like, okay, that's it, Denali. And but now people think it's the car
Yeah.
when they think Denali, but I'm like, no, it's a mountain in Alaska. So you're right.
That's funny.
So aside of you learning having the outdoors and music, you also you're certified am I saying it right before I mess it up? REIKI
Oh,
practitioner, or like you're certified as being, am I saying it right?
Reiki
Correct me.
practitioner,
Yes.
yeah, Reiki. So it's energy healing.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I think it was when I was in LA. I was living in LA for 8 years, and I just kind of, I don't know, I was getting more into like learning about crystals and like holistic health care and naturopathic medicine and that sort of thing. And I was meditating a lot also because like previous to that, my mom had passed away in 2011. So I was trying like to find a way to grieve.
Yes.
So I would hike a lot, but also like trying to be more spiritual. So I would meditate. And then a friend of mine who is a Reiki master, like just out of nowhere, I get an email from her and she's like, I think you're ready to learn. And so I took her class for like 2 days. I flew from LA to San Francisco. They were in Alameda holding the courses. And I got certified in like 2 days. And after that, I just started practicing it. And in LA, like everyone's into like holistic health and care and self-care and stuff.
California, I think San Francisco too, right?
Yeah. So they were like really intrigued that I was certified. And so people would like, you know, hit me up like, hey, can you do Reiki on me? And so yeah, I started to get like a clientele in LA. And then I was trying to do that when I moved back to the Bay, but everyone was kind of farther out, so they couldn't really make it, and I didn't really have space for it. And then now I'm in Sacramento. I'm trying to find a place or to like work with someone.
Yes.
But I haven't really gotten back into it.
So I know you as a Reiki practitioner, so you help other people, of course. But do you find that it also helped you during your journey?
For sure.
And
Yeah, because you know you can do Reiki on yourself, and I think it's helping me grow and heal from like all of the events that have been happening with my divorce, and also still healing from my mom passing away, and just like with life in general. So. You know, I still meditate and I do Reiki. I do Qigong too.
What is that?
So it's like a more chill version of Tai Chi.
Okay.
So I try to do that like every morning. And it really helps me to just ground myself. And yeah, just kind of be more grateful and self-aware.
Right.
Of everything that's going on, and it's helping me heal. So
when you work on someone, because energy, obviously, do you receive the energy and then you cleanse yourself or stage yourself? Because I want nobody like receiving that, you know. So how does that work?
Tanya's like, I don't want the bad
I
energy
don't want it to take nothing. I will.
Over.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, where do you allow it to where it doesn't transcend to you? Or
so there's like, you know, a ritual that you kind of do to kind of cleanse your space, and anybody that comes into your space, you do a cleansing, and then there's also a ritual before the actual healing happens and afterwards. But you're not channeling the other person's energy. You're channeling it. I can't even say it. From like, you know, just energy around us. Okay. But because you do the rituals, you're not really allowing any like negative energy, or you try not to.
Okay,
so
good. Yeah.
You got into this before you divorced.
Oh yeah, I was doing it when I was still in LA before I got pregnant for a couple of years.
What happened?
Why I stopped?
Your divorce. Because I would think,
that's
you know,
not
with
the
your
energy I'm hearing right now.
it's like you would think that
We smudge.
Yeah, can you think?
I'm just curious because with your, you know, with your self-awareness, your energy, it would seem like you'd be able to work through anything, you know, with somebody. And
well, I feel like when someone is not on the same page, and you also kind of start to grow apart, and I feel like the alignment wasn't really there in the beginning. It was a little like I'm thinking about this now after the fact, but like I feel like the alignment wasn't really there, and we've been trying to kind of get there. But then like being new parents, I think that caused more friction. So yeah.
Was it an amicable split?
No.
No.
It was definitely not, but it was not my choice. So we're gonna get into this right now. I kind of, okay.
Whatever,
I'll put it out there.
whatever you feel comfortable sharing with us.
So I just want to say that, like, if anybody is feeling, that it's not working out, like, at least have that conversation, because I didn't have the opportunity.
Got it.
So it was already kind of like a one-sided decision.
Right.
And I think that's kind of like what I'm more resentful for. But at the same time, it's like, kind of a blessing in disguise. First 2 months after I found out, it was, I was going through it because I just needed to like get out of, like, because we were living in the same house and everything, and I just wanted to get out of there and already have my space. And now that I am in my own space and everything, I'm freaking enjoying it. Like,
Oh, good.
Good for you.
Like a
So
weight.
grateful for that. Yeah.
and I feel like the universe is like, I'm going with the flow or whatever right now, but like, it's something that I needed, I guess, to happen, because I had always lived with someone, or like, like if it was a family member or a partner, or him, I was just always living with someone. I never had my own space and being on my own and being independent. And so it's definitely teaching me a lot about myself, to definitely be more patient and calm during challenging situations, especially when I, being a single mom and when I do have Denali, I don't have any help, so it's just all me. So that's really teaching me a lot too. But I'm grateful for it. I feel like this is something that I needed to happen, but I wish it was, it was approached a little bit better than than how it was.
But sometimes you probably would have stayed there because, like I said, you felt that you guys were just together, but didn't realize you were very, how we like to say, disconnected, and don't realize it. And sometimes you sometimes require that friction and that actual like chemistry to like fall apart to realize, oh yeah, this is not where I want to be in. This is not the relationship I'm looking at. With your daughter now, it turns the wheels differently. Like,
it does.
I think as a woman. So, power to you and understanding that you learned from it, but obviously it was a challenge that was tough at being a single parent. But, we're freaking rock stars as females, so we can handle.
So you're in Vegas for a couple of gigs. What type of gigs are they? Are they open format, or is there a theme?
So because they're at bars and lounges, and I'm kind of playing for the entire casino floor, and you have kids walking around and stuff, so I have to play like clean edits. Definitely open format. But yeah, just anything that I like to play, things that people can like sing along to. But yeah, if somebody makes a request, like that's also helpful to kind of help, what I should play next.
Yeah.
So
how do you feel about DJ requests?
Dun dun dun.
Like my brother used to always tell me, like, requests sometimes can help you, but that's like nightclubs and stuff. But when you're just kind of playing out in the open, it's fine. I don't mind it. But the only annoying thing about that when asking for a request is, just be like if you're requesting, just be mindful of the DJ, because they could be in the middle of like a transition to the next song. And so, they may not even know that either. But just be mindful when you're requesting songs. if they like, if I approach you and I'm like, yeah, how can I help you? Then you can tell me what you want. You want me to
just be
play
a nice human being
And tip, right?
Yes.
But it's not like, when they approach you, it's not always a request. Sometimes, sometimes they're like, oh, I like what you're playing, I like your music or whatever. So that's also helpful too. Or they're just like asking you a question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind it, but it depends on the person too. If you're super drunk and you're asking me for a request, like, no.
Yeah. So what's different when in Vegas? Like, it's got to be, you expect something different, right? Or do you think it's the same, where the same people like come?
No,
right?
not at all, because you get like all different types of people, all from all walks of life, and you get very interesting people. But yeah, I just like playing and seeing people happy and dancing. Like, I feed off that energy. But yeah, Vegas is definitely different from like,
We're special.
from the city. Everyone.
But you love coming, visiting us, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you look
like-
forward to some restaurants or things that you want to do or check out shows? I mean, we got everything here.
Magic Mike show.
Okay, let's go.
Here she's trying to be with her inner self, but I
go?
would like to see
No.
Magic Mike. See
Seriously.
what it does to me.
Because
I've never been.
I was at the Sahara playing at Casbar last night, and like, you just see like all of these girls coming out of the show every time, just looking like, just what happened in there, like the hair's all like, hair, the wigs are like all
Crooked
falling
and
off,
stuff.
lashes are coming. I'm like, what is going on?
Okay,
wow.
Next time Inkfat's in
I think, Bev,
town,
you've been
let's
there, right?
go.
No, I have
No,
not.
I thought you have.
Oh yeah, can we
Raquel
go?
definitely wants to go now.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I'm super curious, So
All right, let's
let
go.
me know, guys.
Hey,
All right.
That's our
Magic
outing
Mike
next
is
time.
The next outing, when she doesn't have an event or free, Magic Mike it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll fly out just for that if you guys want to go.
Okay, there you go. She said it.
Girls' night out.
Yes. Audrey, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
want to make sure we give people, viewers, listeners, something where they can check out your music. If you
Where can
put
they
some
find you?
mixtape. Yeah.
Mixcloud, but my mixes are like super old.
Don't say it. Oh, that's good.
People like that.
And some people might be looking for that.
Yeah, so Mixcloud. I used to be on SoundCloud, but a lot of that stuff I like deleted. And I think that's it, really.
So Instagram is mostly where they can find you, book you, and
Yeah.
any upcoming gigs.
For Reiki and for DJing. So,
Same Instagram account, DJ
Same.
Inkfat.
Yeah, same Instagram. But my Reiki is etherealhealinghands.com.
Good.
But yeah, I make like jewelry. I Reiki charge them, and I can ship them out and everything too.
Cool.
That was
So people can place orders and then on that account.
Yeah, I'll custom make them if you have like a special request for like a certain type of crystal, and then yeah, I'll make them and then I'll ship them out.
Ship.
Sounds good. Thank you, Audrey.
It was so fun having you. Hope you had a good time with us. Anytime you're welcome. Just stop by. Come
I
by,
will.
say hi.
I appreciate it so much.
Thank
for having
you.
me.
Thank you.